Yo, my name's Will. I go by What Happened to Today. I'm an artist. I've always been creative. I've always liked drawing ever since I was a kid. I'm actually down here in Granny Faye's basement. This is where I'm painting. Really all my creative ventures started down here, so it's really fulfilling to be down here. I've always loved music. I've always loved just art in general. It's very therapeutic for me. It just makes me tap out from the world and just focus on one thing, and I don't have to worry about anything else, so. Painting specifically, me and my girlfriend, we did a little paint and sip with each other, and I painted something. I was like, damn, this shit's pretty fire. I didn't even come back to painting for like a year because I've always done digital art, but one day I was like, you know what? I kind of like painting when we painted that day, and then I just started, and that was about a little over 2 years, and here we are now. Because my name is What Happened to Today, I just think it makes sense to do the question mark on the back of the canvas. It's like my signature. I kind of got the name from a movie, What Happened to Monday. For some reason, it stuck with me, but when I think about my paintings, I think of it as like a timestamp. What happened that day when I was painting a specific piece. The bandana, man, it's a magical cloak. I put this shit on and I really feel like I'm away from the world. It's like a mask, but really not a mask. It's just, I don't know, I just like doing it. It looks cool when I take the pictures. My style, I've always loved Basquiat. This was even before I painted. I got him tatted on me. And for whatever reason, when I first started, that's kind of what I was drawn to, his style, his abstraction. So I kind of stuck with it for a while, but it became a little bit too derivative because it's not me. I have to be myself. So a lot of my pieces now, I try to make them more gritty. I like to be messy. If it's not gritty and messy, it doesn't feel right. At least me, when I look at art, it makes me want to go back and do something, whether it's paint or just be creative in general. I think a lot of people think that they're not creative, but literally, there's so many things you can do that's a creative act. So when people look at my paintings, I want them to feel like, dude, I want to go out and go do something. For my materials, I usually just use, of course, canvas, acrylic paint, oil pastels, oil sticks, spray paint from time to time, but not too much. Whenever I paint, I try not to have anything specific in mind. All of this shit's self-taught. I get up, paint, because I love to paint. I'm not thinking about it that hard. I might throw paint at it. I might make a face. I might make an object. Sometimes I could paint some shit and I'll completely paint over what I was painting because I didn't like it. I just come and whatever happens kind of just happens. It's on the fly. I think a lot of my art is just on the fly. As an artist, as a creator, you're gonna always experience creative blocks. I think the best thing for me, what I do is I just stop doing it. I can have a day where I'm like, I'm about to be in here for 8 hours. If it turns into 30 minutes, then that's just what it turns into. I feel like it's better to just walk away from it than to try to fight through it. But on the other hand, we are our biggest inspirations. We can't wait on inspiration. So I never try to go too long before I make anything. Sometimes you just gotta do it. I'll just either cover it up with white paint and paint some other shit, or I'll just completely just walk away from it and come back to it later. I do make music. Me and the homie Monroe, we're in a duo called 2A. He's brought things out creatively in me that I didn't know that I had. I can listen to music and get inspired because I make music. So like when I'm making the paintings, I'm thinking about the sounds and shit like that. I probably listen to Griselda artists. When I paint, every single time I paint, I'm throwing that on, especially Westside Gunn. My homies, they're always keeping me inspired. My family inspires me, and I really can just find inspiration anywhere, man. You can turn anything into art. If you're starting out, don't ask for fucking opinions. Especially if you got people who have never done anything creative in their life. Don't fucking ask for their opinion. Everybody's not into what you're into, and that's okay. If you love it, that's all that really matters. People are gonna gravitate to it because you love it. as an artist and as a person in general. You should be trying to get better 1% every day, even if you're doing something small. Like even if I'm fucking going on Pinterest and scrolling at inspiration and saving shit to my art boards, or if I'm going to the museum, or just anything. I think if you are making a conscious effort to try, then that's the least that you can do. So if you're not trying every day, then you're failing yourself as an artist. I know for me, as a man in a world that is so fucking demanding of men, especially black men, it's important that I have a creative outlet, a place that I can go outside of work, outside of relationships, and I don't have to think about anything else than what's in front of me. Any of those anxieties or any of those urges where I feel like I'm not doing enough or I'm not good enough. I'm just worried about the mess that I'm making on this canvas. That's the only thing that matters. Near or distant future, I see myself getting a residency somewhere in New York, whether it's out of the country, whether it's here in Louisville. I just want to keep creating. I want to keep evolving. I want to work with other artists. One day I would love to hold events with kids. I supply all the supplies. They just come in, listen to fire music, eat fire food, and just make art. No opinions, judge-free zone. Just come in, fucking doing what you love to do. That's something that I would aspire to do. Here in Louisville, I think the future is really, really bright. There's a lot of great artists. If you're not tapped in, and if you're looking to get tapped in, start going to your local art galleries or go to the art shows or pull up to any event, man. You'll run into a bunch of great aspiring artists, whether it's music, fashion, painting, just about anything. I think we got a lot to say here in Kentucky.